What is up, everyone? Hope you guys have been having a great weekend, but this grind don't stop. If you guys don't know, I'm Naveed. I talk about stocks, business, economics, and things that actually matter. I'm also a licensed real estate agent in the state of Maryland, so I talk about real estate as well. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you go ahead and down below and subscribe, because I don't think you guys want to miss the things that I talk about. I try to have multiple videos out during the week or whenever a big newsworthy event happens. So subscribing helps you stay 10 steps ahead of the normal investor that might not be looking at the things that we might be looking at. It's grind time, so make sure you go ahead and do that. So as you guys already know from the title, today I'm going to be talking about the cannabis sector because yeah, stocks get high too. Once there is a press release about the Canadian companies expanding to the US or when the US legalizes marijuana, this is going to be a wild sector. You can easily see top cannabis companies reaching valuations of $50+ billion in a very short period of time this year alone. So today I'm going to be sharing the top 4 cannabis stocks you should be watching right now. So watch this entire video because Elon Musk is. Anyways, before we start, I have to give you an update about CCIV and the Lucid merger because I think it's important and it deserves to be shared. So let's get to it. I don't think you guys want to miss this. Let's go. So as you guys know from my last video, we talked about CCIV and the update we got from the Bloomberg terminal. We also talked about the price target that I have going forward into this week or this month. Remember a few days back when I talked about the major insider buying in CCIV and how we have to follow the big money?
Flashback.
A smart investor follows the big money. And in this case, it's very hard to miss the big money. Yeah, so look at this now, because this explains some of those big orders that we've been getting for the past couple weeks. A few days ago on the 11th, if you looked at the institutional holders, it was about 78 institutional holders or institutional folks. Before that, it was 65. And I believe yesterday, Fintel updated their website. Now CCIV, drumroll, has about 101 institutional holders. So yeah, we got more than 78 big money in this. So for those of you who are still sitting on the sidelines thinking that this merger isn't going to be happening, I don't know what to tell you. But obviously do your own research as well. This channel is only for educational purposes only. My job is to give you information, and the investing part, that's on you. But enough of that, let's talk about the cannabis sector because oh my goodness, it's been popping lately and it's been high, no puns intended. As you guys know, in my videos, I like keeping it quick and simple, so I'm going to give you a rundown about the stocks that we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking about TLRY, TLRY, MSOS, MSOS, I don't know if that's how you say it, but MJ, both of which are ETFs, ACB, Aurora Cannabis, and SNDL, which has a good short interest for a possible squeeze. So let's start with TLRY, ticker symbol TLRY, which is a medical cannabis company. Oh my goodness, has this been a hype. If you guys don't know, TLRY is a Canadian cannabis company. A few years back in 2018, when I was first getting my career started in the stock market, this was one of my biggest holdings and the largest positions at that time. And from the 2018s to now, 2021, it has been on my watch list many times. In 2018, when the Canadian government legalized marijuana, TLRY was one of the companies that went from $30 all the way up to the 180, 200s, and a little bit higher than that in the 230s. And then it fell back down because the hype was over. Back then, it also had a short interest, so with the news added, oh my goodness, it squeezed. And as you know, in the stock market, history does sometimes like to repeat itself. And if you look at Google for those all-time high prices, you won't be seeing the right ones. Google averages the prices over time, so the Google stock price itself does decrease over time. Icon like this when you see the stock prices you want to see. So like I was saying before, since the year started, the cannabis sector has gotten on so many people's radars again. And a few weeks ago, this was trading around $14 to about $15 range, which for this company is good. And a few days ago, it hit a high of $70 before it went back down. This happened because for a number of reasons. Number one, it had a short interest of like 28%, which was the short volume ratio. And number two, the UK gave it permission to sell products. So yeah, it had like that same effect that the Canadian government legalization had back in 2018. So this added fuel to the movement, making it go up to what it did the other day, which was about 70 or some dollars. Now imagine if the US legalizes. In my personal opinion, I think this is a grade A stock when it comes to the price movement in a very compact period of time. This is a stock that I can easily see going back up to the 200s in a very short period of time, either in a few months or sometime this year whenever the US decides to legalize marijuana on a federal level. Also, this company has some good products for the medical sector and it does deserve a separate video itself along with ACB, Aurora Cannabis. So talking about ACB, let's talk about ACB, Aurora Cannabis, our number 2, because ACB and TLRY have previously followed each other when it comes closely to price movement. Sometimes if one moves, the other one soon after follows. They're very high plays and they're very known when it comes to publicity. Back in 2018, this hit about 130 to 150, and the same thing applies when it comes to when looking at Google. It kind of decreases the price over time. Since 2018 and early 2019, it has had major decrease. It's been very beaten down, and as the MJ hype starts coming to light again, which is this year, this could start seeing that life like TLRY a few days back. Plus, ACB lately has been underperforming compared to its competitors, as you can see. My price target for this in the next couple of months is about $30. Right now, at the time of recording, this is trading about $12.48. With news of legalization, this could easily reach and follow the TLRY's movement that we saw last week. Okay, so now we get to number 3. So these are actually ETFs, and these are the two popular high market ETFs right now. One is called MJ, which has a market valuation of $2 billion, and the other one is called MSOS, which is a little shy of $1 billion, sitting around $900 million. These both are ETFs that are composed of a group of stocks. This is good because instead of holding a single stock, you can actually be holding many stocks without actually holding them individually. If the stocks in one ETF move up, the ETF as a whole moves up. We as investors sometimes can't catch all the runs, so ETFs are sometimes amazing tools to have. And for example, MSOS is composed of these stocks right here, and MJ has these. Instead of you buying shares in each and every one of these companies, you can actually just buy this ETF and take advantage of the legalization hype whenever it happens. ETFs are actually a really good tool. The tools that we can use for one, if you don't have a lot of capital, or if you want something in your portfolio for a good capital growth. And these are big ETFs that would help a lot. I can see these ETFs easily reaching about $50 sometime this year, especially the MJ, which is trading around $20 mark right now. I can easily see that reaching about $50 sometime this year or even higher. MSOS is already at $50 right now, so I would say for that one, I can see that going up to the $80 mark, because MSOS is an ETF that became active last September. So there's a lot of potential, and that there's a lot of things that can happen from now throughout the entire year and going into 2022. So I would keep an eye on these and keep them on your radar. So now, last but not least, we have to talk about SNDL, our number 4, which many YouTubers have been talking about lately, and which is a possible short squeeze. SNDL is a type of play that can easily touch about $5 to $10 in a day, or maybe more in a week. And I say this because the short volume on this has been insane. On the 12th, the volume reached in the upward about billion, and the short volume was around 300 million, making the short volume ratio about 27%. And from what I can see, this has a lot of potential for a short squeeze, and it has been increasing nicely for the past couple weeks and for the past couple days. So there's a good chance of a short squeeze here, but this is by no means a long-term hold for the year. For SNDL to become more profitable, naturally, they need to have more products in the pipeline, and they need to take on debt so they can start expanding more. So far, to this day, they've been using cash, which is hindering their growth. So if you're looking or thinking about entering into SNDL, I would do more research on them before taking a position long-term. My exit strategy for this stock in particular is about $8 in the short term, or $10 depending on if it reaches that price. But I will be looking to exit around $8 if it reaches that price. And well, that's what I have for you today. If you guys like this video, make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm back and you'll be seeing more of me. You can also go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter for more information in case I can't get a video up ASAP. And saying that, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I love you. Peace.
I'm on the beat, so you know I'm gonna rip that.